Welcome, everybody, to the Average Sports Guy podcast, episode 2. My name is Carlo Pastina. I am your host, and today I am back with Jay at Jay on Wrestling. Today we're talking about Wrestlemania 42, not Wrestlemania 41 happening in 2025. We're talking about Wrestlemania 42. Okay, so a year and a half fantasy booking. Jay and I are going to give us 6 matches for night 1. 6 matches for night 2, and we are going to compare our cards, and then we are just going to go one at a time, sharing all of these great wrestling matches with all of you guys. So going to be some turns, and we got just things out of left field. It's going to be a lot of fun, things that you guys just are not expecting here today. So Jay, my friend, how are you doing?
I am doing great. I'm doing great, Carlo. Thank you for having me on again, episode 2. Thank you.
Absolutely, my friend. Okay, so before we get started into our WrestleMania predictions, we do have some breaking news in the wrestling landscape. So there's a lot of rumors going around that The Rock is not going to be available for WrestleMania 41. Obviously, this was broken to all of us by the Wrestling Observer, which may not be the most credible source in the world. So if you had to put your money on it, Jay, do you think this is true? Do you think it's half true? Do you think it's just to kind of get people to think that The Rock's not going to be around? Or what do you think that this news is?
I think The Rock is good at kind of playing with people's emotions. He knows how bad people wanted to see him at WrestleMania versus Cody or Roman, or they just wanted to see what was next. I think he's just putting out there that, it's pretty far out. So I just think he's just playing with people's emotions right now. So we'll see. He is a board member, so it's not like if he can't move a couple things to make it work. But I just think he's just putting that out there so people can think that.
Yeah. I mean, I think the exact same thing, because also too, then why would he come back at Bad Blood, right?
Right.
I mean, it's just like, would The Rock have his big payoff match at Survivor Series or like Crown Jewel or Elimination Chamber? It's like, no, it's the final boss. It's gotta be WrestleMania,
Exactly. So
yeah, I totally agree. So let's just pray. Let's cross our fingers. Let's hope that this is just BS and just garbage and just not true, because all of us want to see The Rock at WrestleMania in some capacity.
Exactly.
Okay. So, Jay, I'm going to let you go first. Okay, so here we go with our WrestleMania 42 predictions. Night 1 opener, what do you got?
Night 1. Okay, so this was tough. So my night 1, I have I got Jimmy Uso as the United States champion.
Ooh.
Going into night 1, opening match, and he is defending the championship against his little brother Solo Sikoa.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And I know with this whole bloodline thing, they like to build slow. It took a while before him and Jey Uso had their match. So I think with everything that happened, the slow build to have him against his little brother, I think that'll be a good way to open up night 1.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing about that is that, this bloodline storyline has gone on for 4 years,
Yeah.
And I feel like what's an extra year and a half of this, right? I know. It's like there's going to be new members that are coming and going and coming and going and stuff. So it sounds like as long as Triple H is at the helm, I don't think the storyline is going to be ending anytime soon.
No, and the thing is, they keep finding ways to give it life, whether people like it or not. It's the most talked about storyline, in the last 4 years. So why not keep it going for at least another year and a half, right?
Exactly. Okay, so we're gonna go like one match you, one match me, 2, and so on and so forth. Okay, so that's a great opener. I am starting off with the female. For my opener. So I have women's champion Tiffany Stratton, and she's a face. Okay, because I think it's only a matter of time. I mean, and they're kind of teasing it right now with Tiffany Stratton being a face anyway, as she most likely will cash in her Money in the Bank on Nia Jax. So she is the women's champion heading into WrestleMania 42, and she's defending the belt against Royal Rumble winner Roxanne Perez. I definitely think that this would be a throwback to the NXT days. Roxanne Perez is, in my opinion, one of the biggest and brightest spots on the NXT roster. She is up and coming. She could be on the main roster right now anyway. She's a fantastic character, fantastic heel, great in the ring. I think this match would be a phenomenal way to start WrestleMania, and I would have Roxanne Perez winning the Women's Championship.
Okay. So I have a question because I don't think so if we pick the same, in my next match, I can't pick somebody you've already picked, right?
No, you can.
Okay.
You can.
I can.
You can.
Because
that will make it a lot harder. That will make it a lot harder.
Okay. So in my second match, I have Roxanne Perez versus Bayley for the Women's World Championship. Roxanne Perez is still a heel because it's what's worked for her, because I feel like her babyface run was really close to Bayley's. So she's still a heel. Bayley is the Women's World Champion this time because she was drafted to Raw. Bayley's the champion, but Roxanne beats Bayley for the Women's World Championship.
Ooh, I like that. I like that. Okay, awesome. I mean, Bayley, I mean, she's been on the main roster since 2017, I believe. I mean, she's just been a tremendous superstar. So, I mean, I think that as long as her, Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, as long as they're in WWE, they're always going to find their way on to WrestleMania. So,
but those are very big pillars. And I was thinking about this earlier because I was thinking about the NXT women, and I was thinking like this time around, the NXT women's roster now is probably one of the best rosters. It could be because you have Stephanie Vecchio, who's going to debut next week. You have Julia that's coming, Delta, who I just recently found out about, and I just think like she's been killing it. Like she's the four horsewomen set the groundwork of what NXT's women's division is, and I think Roxanne and what she's done she's been great. So
really, and they're in great hands with Shawn Michaels at the helm too.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Nobody is better at being a mentor, I think, than somebody as great as Shawn Michaels. So those ladies are in phenomenal shape. Moving forward for sure. Okay, well, that is a great second match. I really, really like that one. Okay. My second match, this is going to be very, very interesting, okay? Because I know a lot of people's predictions, or at least I saw a few of a potential WrestleMania 41 match of Logan Paul versus AJ Styles. Now, I have that match, but with a twist. I have Logan Paul and tag team partner Dominic Mysterio, and they have and they have kind of teased that a lot. That like obviously Logan Paul's not in the Judgment Day, but I mean they've had segments. Dominic, he was on Impulsive with him, and they're like buddies. So they're going to be a tag team against AJ Styles and Bad Bunny. I definitely think that this would be, because Bad Bunny still kind of has beef with Dominic. I mean, when he faced Damian Priest at Backlash of 2023, him and Dominic, they had their segments. He cost him his WrestleMania match against his dad at WrestleMania 39. And then you have AJ Styles and Logan Paul. That I think, in my opinion, those two guys in a one-on-one match would just be amazing. I mean, just that in-ring work would just be phenomenal. I think that this would be a cool way to kind of incorporate also celebrity versus celebrity also. That's really good. Where then Bad Bunny would have his moment with a little like one-on-one match inside of this tag team match with Logan Paul, which would just, I mean, the crowd would just go bananas for that. So that's my second match.
Nice. So my third match, right?
Yes.
Two big men going at it, right? I got a baby face Braun Strowman. Okay. And he is going one-on-one in a last man standing match against the newest member of the SmackDown team, Oba Femi. from NXT.
Ooh,
Yep.
I like that.
Yep.
Oh man. And Obafemi just lost this past week to
I know.
D'Angelo. I know. I mean, I was like, happy for Tony D, but
Yeah.
also a little upset he lost by a roll up. You know, I mean,
Yeah, that that's the one curse about wrestling is that those daggone roll-ups just come at the worst time.
I
And
know,
Obafemi was like, he was killing it. Like
I
he
know.
was killing it. One of my favorite title defenses that he had was against Wes Lee, and one of the most recent.
Oh
They're
yeah,
not called takeovers anymore,
yeah.
but he's been killing it. Like when I first saw him on NXT, I was like, I don't know, but then he can talk, he can wrestle. Like there was that triple threat match that he had with oh man, it was
Briggs and
Briggs. What's his name? Oh, but
I was at Stand
uh,
and Deliver. Stand and Deliver this
yeah,
past year. Yeah, I
yeah,
forgot.
and they killed it. Three big men.
Dijak, right?
Dijak, there you go. Thank
Dijak,
you.
yeah. That was an
You know,
epic match.
oh my gosh, yeah, because I fell in love with the way Dijak wrestles with all of his matches with Keith
Shame that
Lee.
guy is not in WWE
So,
anymore. What an absolute
oh
joke.
my
I
gosh,
know.
yeah,
I love
but
Dijak.
yeah, he was so good. But yeah, I fell in love with Obafemi on NXT. So yeah, he was drafted to Raw and he defeats Braun Strowman in a big man, last man standing match.
Dude, awesome match. Obafemi is going to be an absolute. I mean, he already is a star in my opinion,
Yes,
but I think he's going to work himself into a household name here within the
yes.
next year and a half. I mean, he has main event star
Oh
written
yeah,
all over him. So yes, I
yeah,
am excited for him to get called up. Maybe it's the Raw after WrestleMania this year.
yeah.
Who knows? But I think he's one of the most ready NXT superstars
Oh yeah. And the
in
good
my.
thing and the good thing about the way it works now, because the problem is Vince McMahon tried to change what worked in NXT. What Triple H and Shawn Michaels are doing, they keep it similar. Obviously they tweak it a little bit, but the NXT, I mean, there haven't been too many call-ups, but the people from NXT like Carmelo Hayes, they're keeping him somewhat the same because it worked. So that's one thing I know that he's in good hands when it comes to Triple H and Shawn Michaels.
Absolutely, absolutely. Love
Mm-hmm.
that. Love that. Okay, my third match
Mm-hmm.
is for the World Tag Team Championships.
Okay.
I have the Motor City Machine Guns going into WrestleMania as
Ooh,
the World
okay.
Tag Team Champions, defending their belts against two foes that will become brothers again: Damian Priest and Finn Balor
Wow.
against the Motor City Machine Guns. And I have this just in an old fashioned tag team match. No ladders,
Tag team match.
no street fight. Just I definitely think that the way that the story is going to build is that basically it's almost 2-on-1, where it's the
Yeah.
Motor City Machine Guns just beating up on Damian Priest. Then they're building up to that reunion finally between Finn Balor and Damian Priest. And I love Finn Balor so much. He just signed a big contract extension with WWE.
Really?
And
Okay.
I
I didn't
don't
read
know
that.
if, yeah, like 5 years or something like that. And
Okay.
I don't think the Judgment Day storyline will be around for the next year and a half. So,
Yeah.
and if it isn't, I really hope Finn Balor can kind of be on his own and then really be this big face that he really
Yeah.
was when he was in NXT and was first
Yeah.
called up to Monday Night Raw when he won the inaugural Universal Championship. Ended because of his injury, which was super sad. But I mean,
Yeah.
he was such an over superstar. Everyone loved him, and I'm hoping that by that time that they can kind of rebuild him again.
Yeah.
And that would just be amazing. I love Finn Balor. He's one of the most
Yeah.
underutilized superstars.
Oh my. And I dug his first run in NXT, but I feel like his second run as a heel in NXT is
It
not
was
talked
good.
about enough. Oh
Yeah, it
my
was
gosh.
good.
Like his heel run in NXT, and like when they can't called him up and they messed him up again. That bothers me so much because NXT Finn Balor is such a good wrestler and a good character, and they just don't let him be that way on the
No.
main roster, which bothers me so much.
And that match would absolutely cook. I mean, because
Oh,
Priest
that
is
would
great in the
cook. Oh my
ring.
gosh.
The Motor
Yes.
City Machine Guns are fantastic. And yeah, I mean, what better way to showcase their talents than on the biggest stage?
Right.
All right, Jay. Match
All
number
right.
4, night 1.
Match number 4, night 1. So I have the Street Profits.
Okay.
They're going up against I was thinking of the Motor City Machine Guns, but I was thinking that they're gonna be fighting up against Rey Mysterio, and he reunited with Dominic Mysterio. They
Right.
realized that they need to be back together as father and son. They are my world tag team champions, but the Street Profits win the tag team titles in a regular tag team match, but they beat Rey and Dom. And it's actually Rey Mysterio's final match.
Oh, okay. Ray's last
Yep.
match. I like
Rey's
that
last
too.
match.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I like that too, that he gets to reconcile with
Exactly.
his son, and yeah, I definitely think that eventually that will happen. But
Yeah.
man, I mean, I wonder what Triple H has up his sleeve because people hate Dom so much,
They
that,
do.
that,
They
that
do.
that's going to take a lot lot of work.
It is. It is. Oh my gosh. He's gonna have to save a baby from a burning building on live TV is what he's gonna have
Yeah,
to do.
exactly. Well, I love that match. Fantastic match. I mean, and
Yes.
what better in-ring workers? You
Mm-hmm.
got Ray, Dom, Montez Ford, Angelo Dawkins is still nothing to go and shy away
Yeah.
from. But yeah, I mean that would be a fantastic
Yeah.
match.
And I feel, and eventually I do want to see them in a singles run to see if they can hang in
Yeah.
singles runs. But yeah, they're still a tag team for me in this 2-year draft.
Oh yeah. Okay. My fourth match now. Oh man. This is going to be for the inaugural Women's Intercontinental Championship.
Ooh.
It's gonna be a six-way ladder match. So
Okay.
I got three of the four horsemen in this. I've got Charlotte Flair versus Bayley versus Becky Lynch versus Cora Jade, Jada Parker, and Yulia. And I definitely think that this match would cook. And
Yes.
I actually have Jada Parker winning the inaugural Women's Intercontinental Championship. I think that this is a great way, to give these ladies some platform for them to go and shine on, and not just your typical like 3-on-3 tag team match, where like this year, we had Bianca, Jade, Naomi against Damage Control. The year before we had Becky, Trish Stratus, and Lita against Damage Control. Instead of just plugging them all into a match, it's like, let's plug them into a match where they can all show their amazing ability, which is a ladder match, and instead of just always having a ladder match at Money in the Bank, let's have it on the biggest stage of them all. I've been showcased this match. I think it'll be great of kind of new school versus old school. And
that's a good match right there.
And I think what a great way to go. Now, it might be too late to kind of showcase this mid-card belt, because I know us wrestling fans have been wanting this for so long that I don't know if we can wait an extra year and a half. But I think if it does get implemented, it's got to happen at WrestleMania. So I think implement it either WrestleMania 41 in Vegas this coming year, or wait to WrestleMania 42.
I think that's a good call, because there's a lot of good women that you can call up from NXT that can be, because they're doing Kalani Jordy's doing a really good job with that that women's North American Championship, and like people like her and Sol Ruka, people like that who could be those workhorses for those mid-card titles. Oh man, and then even like Bianca Belair can run with one of those mid-card titles and make it mean something. So definitely.
Absolutely. All right, Jay, match number 5 for you.
Match number 5. So I'm gonna have both women's championships defended on the first night. Okay. So I apologize for anybody who's gonna be mad at me, but my women's Royal Rumble winner, Jade Cargill,
love it,
1-on-1 with the WWE Women's Champion Bianca Belair.
Ooh, love it.
And Jade Cargill is our new WWE Women's Champion.
Wow. Okay, so then do you expect kind of Jade and Bianca to either go their separate ways in 2025, kind of be separated, or kind of like, what are you thinking there?
I think I'm thinking, because Jade has been here for a little over 10 months. And I think just because she played such a good heel in AEW, I think that she'd be the one that's saying that Bianca's holding her down.
Yeah.
Turn heel. She's a phenomenal athlete, and her winning a Royal Rumble just like Bianca did, to get her championship title shot and prove to her that she's just better than her. I mean, I think a heel Jade, I love Jade the way she is now, but I think a heel Jade versus a babyface Bianca, that match would slap hard. So yeah,
that would be amazing, and especially for the women's world championship, that would be amazing.
Yes.
Okay, my fifth match is going to be for the World Heavyweight Championship. Okay, I have a triple threat match, and he's still champion at this time. World Heavyweight Champion Gunther. So he's had the belt for almost 2 years.
Okay,
And it is Gunther versus Seth Rollins versus Cody Rhodes in a triple threat match for the World Heavyweight Championship. I see this match. I see Seth Rollins winning the Royal Rumble, and then I see Gunther and Cody Rhodes having a match at the Elimination Chamber, and then there was a tie. Both of them do a roll up. Both their shoulders are on the floor. The referee counts to 3, and so there's no decided winner. And then I mean, what a better way than to incorporate these 3 guys. And also, I mean, I love having triple threat matches on the biggest stage of all. We had it between Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns, and Edge WrestleMania 37. That match was unbelievable.
So good.
We had
that double pin is still epic. I don't care what anybody says. Great. And even though it pisses people off, it's probably the greatest way to end a WrestleMania, just to piss people off. I love it.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. And then, I mean, we got Chris Benoit versus Shawn Michaels versus Triple H. Arguably the best
triple threat match.
Triple threat match ever, period. Not even a WrestleMania one, but just in wrestling history.
Yeah. So I mean, their Backlash one was also fire. So
was amazing too. So so I definitely want WWE to kind of like condense the main event scene. That like there's so many of these main event guys. We have Gunther, Cody, Rollins, Sammy, KO, Orton, Roman. All these guys. I mean, it's just like it's even hard to do that. To give them all a big match. Drew, Punk.
Yeah.
I didn't mention them, without doing a multi-person match. Like not every WrestleMania has to have one-on-one.
Yeah.
Like
throw it in there. Yeah.
Do something different,
Yeah.
And I mean, from a technical standpoint, I mean, these are 3 of the top workers in WWE. I mean, you got Rollins, Gunther, Cody. That match would absolutely cook. But it's not my main event. It's not my main event on night 1, though.
Yeah, I know. I was listening to that. So this is my main event now.
Your main event. What is it, Jay?
My main event, night 1. I got going to Raw. Cody Rhodes is our World Heavyweight Champion.
Okay.
And I was thinking about this too. He has been in this rivalry with CM Punk. So their rivalry picked up, right? But my Royal Rumble winner is Finn Balor. But he was on SmackDown, right? But he's going to pull a Chris Benoit, and he's going to go to Raw and insert himself into the CM Punk Cody Rhodes rivalry. And I have Finn Balor winning the World Heavyweight Championship in a triple threat match. Now, going into this, Cody Rhodes is the heel. He finally turned heel on CM Punk. We got that Homelander Cody, and then Finn Balor wins finally gets his WrestleMania main event, and he finally gets his world title victory. No injury, nothing. So Finn Balor, our new World Heavyweight Champion.
Man, that would be an unbelievable year for Finn Balor.
Yes.
Somebody that WWE has just pushed over to the side for years, and finally have his Rumble moment, his WrestleMania moment. I think the fans would go home happy that night.
Yes. So that's the main event of my night 1.
Okay, I love it. My night 1, the odds of seeing this match probably will never ever happen. But this is my card, and I don't care.
Right, exactly.
And it's fantasy booking, and I definitely think this has night 2 written over it because of the egos involved. But I have the final boss, The Rock.
Ooh, okay.
Who is on the TKO board? It is The Rock versus Triple H in the ultimate control of WWE. And
that's awesome.
This match would be Bloodline rules. So obviously, that there'd be some run-ins. We would see DX members come in and help Triple H.
Yes.
We would get Billy Gunn and Road Dogg,
Oh,
X-Pac, and eventually get a stare down between Shawn Michaels and The Rock, which one match that we never ever got in our lifetime,
right.
which would have been amazing. You know,
Yep.
we would get Bloodline members involved in this match. We would get Nation of Domination. We'd get Farouk. We'd get Mark
Oh,
Henry
wow.
in there. I would overbook this match to the masses. And I mean,
Oh, man.
this would be the ultimate nostalgia piece, I think, in
Mhm.
WWE, that this could even up Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns in run-ins. I think it'd be
That's
epic.
crazy.
Odds of it happening with Triple H's health, I know probably is not going to
Right.
happen. I don't think
Yep.
he'll ever wrestle, but I mean, like if Triple H was ever in any shape to wrestle at all, this storyline, especially with The Rock being involved in TKO board and Triple H as the COO, like
Yeah.
it's there. It's just Triple H just can't fight.
Yeah. Yeah, and it would be cool because if you remember a few years ago, they were teasing that because I think it was supposed to probably happen at WrestleMania 21. No, not 21. It
I
was
think WrestleMania
WrestleMania
30. I think
30. There you go. Yeah, where they were teasing the
No,
back
30 or
32.
31.
Yeah.
Something
So
like
where
that.
they were teasing, like they had the face off at the
Yeah.
end of SmackDown, everybody saw, and they were just getting into each other's face. I just feel like we never got a proper final match with the.
Mhm.
I think their last match ended like in a DQ on a random Monday Night Raw back in 2001. So I think that they don't talk about how epic that rivalry was between The Rock and Triple H. I think people only focus on Stone Cold and The Rock and Triple H versus Shawn Michaels, but that I mean, Triple H and The Rock were beefing since the Intercontinental Champion when they were with DX
Yeah.
and the Nation.
Yeah.
So that'd
And
be
they held
so
down
epic.
WWE when Stone Cold Steve Austin was on the shelf. So I mean,
Yeah.
that rivalry in 2000, I mean
Mhm.
that was amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
that was just epic work.
Yeah.
So that's my main event. Okay,
All
so
right.
we have our night ones in check. Okay,
hmm
so now night two. What
Yes.
is your opener for night two, Jay?
My opener is going to open up with the women. I know I defended both the women's championships on night one, but we're
Mhm.
starting off with two heavy hitters in Rhea Ripley and newly from NXT, Delta. As the
Okay.
opener. I think they're both from Australia, so it'd be a hell of a opener match. It's just a regular. Rhea Ripley is still a baby face, and Delta's there to take her place as the top female, so she can be in line for the next. I believe, yeah, they're both on SmackDown, so for the next shot at the WWE Women's Champion.
Ooh, I absolutely love that, and
Yes.
we think alike because Rhea
Yeah.
Ripley is in my opener as well. So
Okay.
Rhea Ripley is the women's world champion. She is defending her
Okay.
belt in a triple threat match
Ooh. Okay.
against co-Royal Rumble winners because their feet hit the ground at the same time,
You
and
pulled
that
a
is
Lex Luger and Bret Hart, I see.
yeah, exactly. And that is Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. So
Nice.
that is my women's world championship match. Again,
Okay.
just like the main event scene for the men. I feel like even in a year and a half with NXT just loaded with talent and they're going to get more
Yep.
and more talent, the main event roster is just stacked. And so, instead of adding in, just all these one-on-one matches and making it 7-8 matches, just have a multi-person match. And I think, these three women together would just absolutely put on a show. I would have Jade Cargill win the Women's World Championship. I definitely think that her moment is coming. I
Yeah.
definitely think that, give her some time and she will get even more polish in the ring. And I think,
Yep.
I even wanted at first to have her fight Rhea Ripley just one-on-one because that's just like forcing into force. But I
Yeah.
like having Bianca involved because Bianca's still a huge main event player.
Yes.
She's arguably the face of the women's division for the last
Yeah.
4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
So triple threat match, Jade Cargill wins.
Nice. That's a good one. That's a real good one.
AJ,
All right. So my
your second
match number two, I got a heel Carmelo Hayes as our Intercontinental Champion. And he finds himself in the match with an old friend, but a new foe, and Trick Williams. So Carmelo Hayes loses the Intercontinental Championship to Trick Williams in my second match at WrestleMania, night 2.
Ooh, man, you and I are on the same wavelength.
Yeah.
At least involving these guys. But plot
Mm-hmm.
twist is I don't have these guys facing each other. I have these
Ooh.
guys teaming up together. I think that
Okay.
they are going to rekindle their friendship.
Mm-hmm.
Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes are going to be fighting for the WWE Tag Team Championships.
Nice.
And it is in a street fight. And it's against the unlikely team of Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker.
Ooh.
I think that this match would absolutely cook.
Yes.
I wanted Braun Breaker to have a bigger match as a up and comer in WWE, but
Yeah.
I have that reserved for one other up and comer in WWE here coming shortly. But I think that Braun Breaker is great. Bronson Reed, I love what they're doing on the main event roster with him.
Yeah.
I would love to see him on a WrestleMania card. I mean, two behemoths against two just athletic freaks. Trick, Carmelo Hayes, just coming together to stop this unstoppable force.
Yeah.
And they go over, they win the WWE Tag Team Championship.
That's a good one. I like that one. Okay. I like that one. All right, my match 3. So they dragged out this breakup of the New Day for so long. We see it now, right? The New Day surpasses their 10-year anniversary, right? Xavier Woods comes to it, but he realizes that he just wants to be on his own. So we finally get a heel Xavier Woods versus Kofi Kingston with Big E as the special guest referee. Ooh. Big E turns heel on Kofi, and Xavier Woods wins the match.
Oh my goodness, that would be out of left field, and I'd be very, very mad because I love Big E. Big E was one of my favorites, man.
I know.
I just miss his intro when New Day would always come to the ring, and when he would just be in the back, oh my gosh, Big E is so missed. Having him involved in that storyline, even in the next few months or at WrestleMania, maybe this year. Who knows what they're building? Yeah. But I would love to see Big E get involved in that because he is so missed in WWE.
So. And it's sad, thankfully he's more focused on his health, but even if he could just be there as a manager, he still, I think, would still work. So because he's just such a character, and I think, he is missed, but I'm glad that he's still healthy and all that. So that's the important part.
Absolutely. Okay. My third match is going to be Drew McIntyre defending the Intercontinental Championship against this man who is debuting at WrestleMania on the main roster. And he's turned face. It is Oba Femi. So Drew McIntyre versus Oba Femi for the Intercontinental Championship. Drew McIntyre is still the heel. He's doing fantastic work as a heel. I do not want to see him as a face anymore. Just him with his trolling, and then also too with Oba Femi. Like I think Oba Femi, I think he's gonna get to the point where he is just so good. I think people are just going to treat him like a fan favorite, we do that sometimes with our heels when we realize, that like their character's great. They're great in the ring. They're just awesome. So then we start to cheer them. And then what bigger way, to have him make his debut on the main roster and be a face against one of the biggest heels in the WWE in Drew McIntyre. So Oba Femi, he goes over, he wins the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania.
That's awesome.
Okay.
My match 4. Okay, I got Jacob Fatu. Okay, Fatu. He's gonna be going 1-on-1 with again another his family, Jey Uso.
Ooh.
But the winner becomes the number 1 contender for the WWE Championship match, which is my main event.
Okay. So then, who wins that match, Fatu or Jey Uso?
So because of who I have in the main event, Jacob Fatu is going to be the new number 1 contender.
Okay. I like it.
Yeah. My night two is a little more simple, not as much carnage. I don't
Yeah.
have that many multi people matches, but yeah.
Okay. I love it. I love it. I love
Hmm.
it. I think you and I might have a similar main event.
Okay.
Um, we will see. At least that's what I'm sensing.
Yeah.
My match number 4 is
Hmm.
Randy Orton versus Uncle Howdy in a Firefly
Fun.
Funhouse match.
He's
Uh,
getting that revenge.
yeah, I just see these two just somehow
Yeah.
just crossing paths. But I feel
Yeah.
like like I feel like it's gonna happen at a big
Hmm.
PLE. I mean, one, I think this would do wonders for Uncle Howdy. I feel like with the Wyatt Six, they kind of lost their momentum a little bit. And I'm kind of
Yeah.
waiting for them to regain that. And really, the only way to regain that is you have to
Mm.
have them in a feud with some big stars,
Yeah.
and I think that this is a great way to put over Uncle Howdy finally. Don't
Yeah.
have Randy Orton beat Uncle Howdy like he did his brother, The Fiend, at WrestleMania 37,
Yeah.
which was the wrong choice. Have
Right.
Uncle Howdy go over, win convincingly, make it a storyline about
Hmm.
the Fiend and how he burned his brother and all this
Yeah.
kind of stuff. Obviously, if Uncle Howdy or Bo Dallas is okay with that, bringing up his
Yeah.
brother in the storyline, but that connection's there, history's there, the story's there, and this is a way to actually make the Wyatt Six and Uncle Howdy a menacing character.
Yeah.
And I would have Uncle Howdy eventually at that time, a year and a half down the road, I would have him be the heel.
Okay. That's good. I like that. I
Okay.
like that. All right. My match number 5. We got young and up and coming heel Braun Breaker, because he's still a heel, right? Because I feel like he's just a better heel. He just comes across that
Yeah,
way because he reminds me of Scott Steiner back in WCW, right?
100%.
But he is looking to up his game and start taking out legends. So the new legend killer, and who does he start off with? Randy Orton.
Ooh, I
And
love it.
then yes, and then I have Braun Breaker completely squashing Randy Orton because he's been attacking Randy Orton coming up to the match. Randy Orton is not that strong. Not squashing him in like a minute and a half, like a good 10 minutes. He's mostly in control because he's working on the back and all that stuff, and he spears him. But I have Braun Breaker and his first legend that he has taken out in Randy Orton.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Yeah, I mean that's how you create big stars.
Hmm.
And I mean,
Yes.
what a shocking way, to beat Randy Orton than have him get squashed. I mean, I don't think I've ever
Yes.
seen Randy Orton get squashed in my lifetime. Maybe versus Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam 2016 when he just
Oh
like
yeah.
when he got punched in the head,
Yeah.
like 20 times.
Yeah, where
uh,
he said, "Oh, give him color the hard way," as they say, right?
yeah, exactly, exactly. But
Hmm.
no, I mean that's a great way to put over Braun Breaker. I definitely think that Braun Breaker is going to be a main event player.
Hmm.
I wouldn't be surprised if even in the next year and a half we saw Braun Breaker fight at WrestleMania for a world championship.
And I think so. And he's there. Like I can definitely see them having that kind of confidence in him because he's just so good. I mean, look how quick they built him up in NXT, and within, I think he's one of the quickest NXT people to ever become a world champion. So I mean,
Oh
I
yeah,
can definitely see that happening.
absolutely.
Hmm.
Okay, my match number 5. This one, I feel like there has to be one more WrestleMania match, one that really truly means something between
Hmm.
Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. And
Ooh,
I mean, those
okay.
guys have so much history. I know Kevin Owens' contract is I
It's
think
coming up. I
going
think.
to
Yeah.
expire coming up here soon. So I'm hoping he
Yes.
just signs a 1-year deal, at
Yeah.
least just a 1-year deal, because it's going to be Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens in a Hell in a Cell, and the loser
Ooh,
must leave WWE.
that's
And
fire. That's fire.
I definitely think that these two are going to have an absolute war, i.e.,
Hmm.
like Punk and Drew. This is a long told story.
Yes.
Kevin Owens, he's the heel. Okay,
Hmm.
he is the heel, but he goes out on top. As in,
Yeah.
Sami Zayn wins, but Kevin Owens still gets his moment that they
Yeah.
hug in the middle of the ring, and we say
Hmm.
goodbye to Kevin Owens, and he's a fantastic WrestleMania moment. Having his last match versus Sami Zayn, one of his best friends in the
Yeah.
business, and have had a lot of history together.
I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a bad match with those two. And funny thing, one of the few matches I've been to a few pay-per-views here in DC, and I got to see at Battleground. I got to see Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens, and oh my gosh, to see that
When they
live
started the
was
match,
insane.
just wailing on each other.
Yes, oh my gosh, and it was like one of those matches where like Kevin Owens was the heel, and Sammy like kept haluva kicking him, and he holds him up, puts him in the corner, runs, and just hits him again. That was just so awesome to see. But of course, putting them in a Hell in a Cell, best friends kind of just do it the best when it comes to these wrestling matches. So yeah, that'd be good.
I love that. I love that. Okay. Now it's main event time for you, Jay. I think
Main
we
event
both
time.
have the same superstar in the main event. Okay, so
Okay.
give it to us.
So,
what is your main event of night two?
Here's my reasoning for this. They're in maybe the greatest faction ever in the WWE. And I feel like after they broke up, these two men never had a proper rivalry, right? So when the Shield broke up and Seth Rollins turned on Roman Reigns, right? They never really were able to have a long feud. It was like it was gonna start, then it stopped. When they were supposed to fight a Survivor Series, Seth Rollins blew his knee out.
Mm-hmm.
Roman Reigns didn't get that time. When they had their second match for the world title at Money in the Bank and Seth Rollins won, again, Roman Reigns got suspended that next time. And then at the Royal Rumble, right? We didn't even get like the proper. We got some back and forth. But this is like they're building off the feud. There's finality, right? I have a heel, Seth Rollins, as the WWE champion going into this main event against Roman Reigns. He's not the Royal Rumble winner, but he won the Elimination Chamber because Finn Balor chose to go the triple threat route. He wins the Elimination Chamber, and I have Roman Reigns going over Seth Rollins in the main event of WrestleMania Night 2 because the feud actually took from they explained it, like the history was there. So yeah, that's my main event, Night 2. Roman Reigns in his eighth WrestleMania. Oh no, it'll probably be ninth because he'll probably main event. Yeah. So it'll be his ninth WrestleMania main event, but he is the world champion once again and still a beloved babyface.
Oh, I love that. See that that I wrote that match down 1st. Mm-hmm. Actually,
really?
I did. Like right when we decided, hey, like we're gonna go and make a video of our WrestleMania 42 predictions. That was like the first match that came into my head. But then kind of just as I got thinking, and I was like, I feel like there's just one more story to me that might be a little bit more enticing. Now, I still want Roman and Seth to have a WrestleMania match because they deserve it. I mean, the history is there with the Shield, even with the bloodline stuff, even with the Brotherhood. It's like they still love each other, but they need that match.
Yes.
They need that match. But I have Roman Reigns with his wise man, Paul Heyman, versus the WWE champion, CM Punk.
I'm not gonna lie, I had that match too, CM Punk versus Roman Reigns, but then I thought about the Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns. So we do think alike.
And I mean, again, this is a match that Paul Heyman is in the middle of the story. I mean, because CM Punk has always been a Paul Heyman guy, but now he's with Roman Reigns, and CM Punk is the heel. Roman Reigns is the face because this is after kind of the bloodline stuff, has kind of settled for Roman, where where he has taken out the final boss. They had the WrestleMania match, WrestleMania 41. Paul Heyman returns at WrestleMania in my fantasy booking. He aligns himself with Roman Reigns, goes all the way to WrestleMania. This is the WWE Championship because Roman Reigns is the winner of the Elimination Chamber as well in my fantasy booking. But CM Punk retains his championship. Paul Heyman aligns himself with CM Punk. And I think awesome. that this should just be something great, epic. And yeah, I mean, this would be a story with some of the best promos ever involving Paul.
Oh gosh,
Paul Heyman, Roman. I think it would be absolutely tremendous. So,
That's epic. That's a good one. And I literally did have right. I had CM Punk versus Roman Reigns down. That's funny. That's
Yeah.
really, really funny.
Well, and I feel like too that like even if we don't get Roman and Seth at Mania or Punk and Roman at WrestleMania, those are matches that are going to happen. It's just a matter of when.
Yeah, and they need to. I feel like they do. I feel like again, like I was saying, like Seth and Roman, like we talk about this history, but I feel like it's never been like long term. It's like it's had a lot of start and stops, and then they kind of verge off to their own. Because if you really think about it, like during the whole Bloodline story, like we got a little bit of interaction, but they were both still kind of heels when there was the Tribal Chief and the Drip God, right? They still were both heels. There's been like no, and I mean it'd be even good to see a heel Roman versus a face Seth Rollins, but it's like it's always been like a weird dynamic where they've never fully like we've gotten more story out of like the John Moxley Seth Rollins issue than anything else. So yeah, but I feel like
I was just gonna say, and their match at the Royal Rumble 2002 ended in a DQ. You know, I mean, so there wasn't even a definitive winner. You know,
exactly.
So yeah, you know that match just deserves a proper ending to their story.
And it'd be a good one too because if you know memory serves me correctly, Roman Reigns has he's never beaten Seth Rollins in a world title match. You talk about their the triple threat match at where Seth Rollins cashed in. Money in the Bank, he beat Roman, and then in this match, you know, Roman lost by DQ technically because he didn't let go. So that'd be another story because Seth Rollins would tell him, "You can never beat me for a world title match. You know, when it counts the most, you can't beat me." So I think that would be just a good story in itself, you know, let alone that Roman never forgave him for breaking up the Shield, but for the fact that Roman has never beaten him for a world title, that'd be awesome too.
Yeah, that would be epic. Oh man, this is just so much fun. You know, I mean, and the funny thing is that I cannot wait until we revisit this in a year and a half, and we're like, we were so wrong, and we're like, you know,
100%.
Exactly.
That's why they call it fantasy because you don't have to be right. So that's the
best
part.
Exactly. Well, let's just pray and hope that at least these wrestlers are healthy and they're not injured or anything like that for WrestleMania season because if these are even a resemblance of what the match card could be with all the talent, I mean, the next like 5 WrestleManias are going to be absolutely incredible.
Oh, insane. I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to what next year is going to bring just with all the talent that they have now, which is insane. So yeah, it's going to be epic.
It's going to be wild. All right, guys. Well, those are our WrestleMania 42 predictions. First, I want you guys to drop in the comments, what do you think the main event for night 1 and main event for night 2 for WrestleMania 41 should be? Okay, so just drop your comment below. Make sure that you guys stay tuned for episode 3 coming next week. Jay, thank you for joining us. Audience, make sure to give him a follow at Jay on Wrestling. He is on every single major platform, so show him some love. And thank you guys so much for joining us today. Jay, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
And we will have to do this again here soon, my friend.
I will see you in the next one, my friend.
All right. Sounds good. Peace.